day. This is Teacher Sally BORDA, but you can call me Teacher Lee for short, your TLE Cookery Grade 7 and 8 teacher. And today, we will be able to learn different cooking tools and equipment based in their uses. Sumptuous meal every day needs careful planning. There are a lot of things to consider, isn't it? The food, the budget, the number of persons to be served, the availability of ingredients, and most of all, the type of tools and equipment to be used. You don't need to be a chef to know the different functional tools and equipment. It may not improve the flavor of the food, but having it may help to save time, money, and effort in accomplishing specific job in your kitchen. Tools and equipment are classified according to its uses. So the first classification of tools and equipment is the cooking ware. The first one is the food steamer or steam cooker. It is a small kitchen appliance used to cook or prepare various food with steam heat. Example is the siopaw and the siomai, which is the products cooked in these types of materials. Number 2 is the teflon. Teflon is a special coating applied inside an aluminum or steel pots and pans. It prevents food from sticking to the pan. Use wooden or plastic spatula to turn or mix food inside. To wash and clean, take care not to scratch the teflon coating with sharp instruments such as knife or fork. So we can find teflon in our non-stick pan or into our rice cooker. The third one is the pressure cooker. It is an airtight cooking device that cooks food quickly, thanks to the steam pressure that builds inside. It has also helped to soften our meat such as pork, beef, and etc. The main product or example of the product that is cooked in the pressure cooker is the sardines. So in our sardines, if you have noticed, there is a soft bone inside, and that is because of our pressure cooker. Number 4 is wok. It is used in the range of Chinese cooking techniques including stir-frying, steaming, pan-frying, deep-frying, poaching, boiling, braising, searing, stewing, making soup, smoking, and roasting of nuts. In short, the Chinese cook and chef use wok because it is all-in-one cooking ware. Okay. The next one is the frying pan or the skillet. It is a flat bottom pan used for frying, searing, and browning of food. It is typically 20 to 30 centimeters or 8 to 12 inches in diameter, with relatively low side that flare outside a long handle and no lid. Frying pan or skillet are used in a shallow frying. Number 6 is kettle. It is a metal base or vessel with a flat bottom used to heat water on the stove top or at the hob. In our dialect, kettle is called as takure. They usually have a handle, top, a spout, and a lid. Some also have steam whistle that indicates when the water has already reached boiling point. The next one is the double boiler. Used when temperature must be kept below boiling point, such as for egg sauces, pudding, and to keep warm without overcooking. So the best example is when we melt our chocolate for our ganache. So you must use double boiler so that your chocolate will not be burn and will not be taste bitter. The next categories are the mixing and blending tools. The first one is the whisk, or also known as the wire whisk, are used for blending, mixing, whipping eggs or butter, and for blending gravies, sauces, and soup. The next one is the wooden spoon, made of hardwood, which are used for creaming, stirring, and mixing. Why wood? Because wood will not react on the chemical present in some ingredients. The third one is the mortar and pestle. It is a type of kitchen tools used to pound ingredients in the traditional way, especially if you don't have a food processor. Then the fourth one is the mixing bowl. It is a deep bowl used in mixing ingredients together in. Preferably, it is better to use the stainless one because it is easier to wash and to maintain. Next categories is the cutting, opening, peeling tools. The first one is the can bottle opener, used to open can and food containers. The second one is the cutting board, or in our dialect, it is called as dapalan. Our wooden or plastic board where meat, fruits, and vegetables are cut. It is used to protect the countertop while cutting and chopping food. So always remember that if you are working in the kitchen, you should maintain 4 types of cutting board. The white one is for the bread. The red one are for the meat or any ingredient that has a blood on it. Okay, the blue one are for the seafoods, and for the green one are for the fruits and vegetables. Number 3, graters are used to grate, shred, slice, and separate vegetables such as carrot, cabbage, and cheese. If you have observed, we have different types of grater. We have grater for coconut, for cheese, for chocolate, and etc. Then number 4 is the kitchen shears or the kitchen scissor. Are used for opening food packages, cutting tapes or strings, or simply remove the label or tags from the items. Number 5 or the 5th one is the kitchen knives, often referred to as cook or chef's tools, used for all type of kitchen tasks such as peeling, slicing, curving, and cutting. It is said to be that chef or cook, kitchen knives are their best friends. And number 6 is the vegetable peeler, used to scrape vegetables such as carrots and potato and to peel fruits. They are made of stainless steel to avoid rust, with sharp double blade that is swivels. The next categories is the serving tools. The first one is the serving spoons, or small, shallow bowl on a handle used in preparing, serving, or eating food. The next one is the serving tongue, used to grab and transfer food item, poultry, or meat portion to a serving platter, hot deep fryer, and plate. Next is the spoons, are solid slatted or perforated, which are made of stainless steel or plastic, used to spoon liquid over foods and to lift food. So spoons are used especially when you are cooking because you're going to use it when you are tasting the food, not directly into the ladle. Okay, number 4 is the fork. Fork, a utensils made of metal whose long handle terminates in head that branches into several narrow, often slightly curved tines, which one can spare food either to hold them, to cut with a knife, or to lift them to the mouth. Okay, in our dialect, fork is known as, okay, very good, tinidor. Okay, number 5 is plate. It is a broad, concave, but mainly flat vessels on which food can be served. So when you want to impress your guest, use a plain white plate for you to garnish it well. Number 6 is the pasta spoon or server. It is used to transfer a little or much cooked pasta to a waiting plate without a mess. Pasta spoons are best used when spaghetti style or other long pasta noodles. You can use a large slatted serving spoon for short pastas. The next one is the 2-tine fork. So if you have noticed, it is a fork with only 2 tines. It is used to hold meats when slicing and to turn solid pieces of meat while browning or cooking. Made of stainless steel and with heat-proof handle. Another category is the measuring tools. The first one is the measuring glass, made of transparent glass or plastic used for measuring ingredients, specifically the liquid ingredients such as your milk, oil, and juices. The next is the graduated cup. Are made of stainless or plastic with measurement of 1, 3/4, 2/3, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, and 1/8 marked on each side. So before, a graduated cup is used to measure only the dry ingredients. But nowadays, it can be used also in measuring liquid ingredients. Number 3 are the measuring spoons. Consist of a set of spoons with different sizes for measuring small quantities of ingredients. Then number 4 is the household scales, or some known as kiluhan, are used to weigh large quantity of ingredients in kilos. Commonly, the rice, flour, sugar, legumes, or vegetables meat up to 25 pounds. The 5th one is the food thermometer. Food thermometer are used to measure the temperature of the food. So, as what they have said, keep the cold food cold and hot food hot. So, to measure the coldness and the hotness, use food thermometer. Then number 6 is the portion scales. Used to weigh serving portion from 1 gram, 1 ounce to 1 pound. Okay, portion scale is also known as digital scale. It is used to measure the small amount of ingredients. The next categories are straining, draining, and sifting tools. The first one is the colander. Colander are called a vegetable strainer, are essential for various tasks from cleaning vegetables to straining pasta or tin contents. Colander are best used when draining hot food. Number 2 is the fine mesh strainer, used for most refining texture and separating fine particles, especially those sugar and flour that has a lumps. So it is best to use the fine mesh strainer to get the very fine particles of an ingredients. Next is the flour sifter or strainer. It's used to break the lumps and the flour and other powder ingredients. It can be made of plastic or stainless. But see to it that if you use that material for flours and other powder ingredients, do not use it with or when straining oil. It's because it will stick into the sifter. Okay, number 4 is the spider strainer. Okay, are you familiar with it? Okay, it is a type of skimmer in the form of a wide, shallow, warmish basket with a long handle, used for removing hot food from a liquid or skimming foam off when making broth. So we can usually see this spider strainer to those street vendors who are selling fish balls, kikiams, and etc. The next one are the auxiliary tools. Okay, the first auxiliary tools is the funnel, or in our dialect, it is called as imbudo. Okay, so funnels are used for filling the jar made of various sizes of stainless, steel, aluminum, or plastic. So number 2, the potato masher, used for mashing cooked potatoes, turnip, carrots, or other soft cooked vegetables. So potato mashers are best especially when you are preparing baby food. Next is the rubber scraper. A rubber or a silicone tools used to blend, scrape the food off from the bowl. It is used to remove all the bits of food on side of the bowl. I have here an example of a rubber scraper. And if you have noticed, rubber scraper are pliable. Why? Because it can follow the contour of your food container when you remove the bits of the food. Okay. Next, we have baster. So, it is a hand for returning some of the meat, poultry juices from the pan back to the food. Basting brushes can be used for some purposes, but they are also convenient for buttering the tops of the bread, especially the ensaymada, and baked goods after they are being came out of the oven. So baster are best thing to use, especially when you are making or grilling food and making your barbecue. The next one is the flipper. Are you familiar with this? Okay, flipper are used for turning hamburgers and other food items. Next categories is the equipment. Always remember that equipment involves electricity. So please be careful when you are using any types of equipment. The first one is the refrigerator or the freezers. It is necessary in preventing bacterial infection from food. These are isolated boxes equipped with refrigeration unit and the control to maintain the proper inside temperature for food storage. Yes, because the lower the temperature, the slower the action of bacteria and microorganisms. So keep the food inside the freezer or refrigerator if it is not being used or eaten. Next is the oven. Okay, a chamber or compartment used for cooking, baking, heating, or drying. Oven is best used when making cakes and pastries. The fourth one are the rice cooker or the rice steamer, an automated kitchen appliances designated to boil or steam rice. Number 5 are blenders. Are used to chop, blend, mix, whip, puree, grate, and liquefy all kinds of foods. So the best example of the product being prepared in a blender are your shakes. So at this time, I know you'd be able to understand the function and classification of tools according to its uses. So this time, we're going to have the guessing game. Are you ready? Okay, so please focus your attention. Okay, timer starts now. I hope you enjoy our topic today. Always remember that choosing the right and functional tools and equipment for your kitchen job will help you to save time, money, and effort. Again, this is Teacher Lee. Stay safe, keep on learning,